Alright, Loy Machedo Sweeney from LoyMachedo.com. Knows Loy Machedo. Today, the date, let me give you the date. I'm just getting used to this new setup. It's 15th July 2016. Time right now is 12:46 in the afternoon. Well, as you can see, my backdrop of books is not there because I am in Koh Samui, that is Samui in Thailand. So I'm not in my house. So anyway, I have to manage with whatever is available. Got this question from one of my readers, and this is what he asked me. I'll just go down to the WhatsApp now. This guy is an Indian, and he said, "Good afternoon, Loy sir. I wanted to know what are your views regarding the ongoing terrorism and Zakir Naik. Will be glad if you could post a video. Thanks, XYZ. Don't want to take his name." And okay, let me just go to first is what they say about him online, and then I'll tell you my personal views. First and foremost, who is Zakir Naik? Now, as per Wikipedia, Zakir Naik, born in October 1965 in Mumbai, that is India. I don't know why the hell they have that fucking name, Mumbai. It's Bombay. Bombay was so much cooler. Okay, is an Islamic preacher. Okay, he preaches his version of Islam. That's how I would put it, because you need to understand that there are so many different versions of how a person can interpret a sacred text. If you want to know what I mean, check out the Saudi TV, check out Kuwait TV, check out Qatar TV, check out all these places. I mean, each one has a different version of things. In fact, my own friends who are really very good Muslims, they are really spiritual people. They are amazing human beings. They have a totally different view. If you check the Saudi view, they say, I've even seen this video online where Kuwaiti and Saudi preachers, they say how to beat your wife. Actually, how to beat your wife. And then when I spoke to my friend who's a Muslim in Dubai, he said that is rubbish. That's absolutely, you are not supposed to raise your hand. You're supposed to love your partner, your spouse. There are some other guys from Kerala who are Muslims who say, don't touch a dog, you're filthy, you're dirty, and they should be killed. While my other Muslim friends, they are touching dogs, they are hugging dogs, they have pets. So, you know, there are different versions. So I don't think Zakir Naik is the authority or the ultimate person to speak and translate Islam. Islam is, as far as that, is a way of life, and each one can define it in the way he wants. Okay. Now he's the founder and president of the Islamic Research Foundation, IRF. That is an organization maybe he has created. He's also the founder of the comparative religion Peace TV, which is the name is Peace TV channel, through which reaches a reported 100 million viewers. Okay, he has been called an authority on comparative religion and perhaps an influential Salafi. Hey, no. Come here, don't bark. Okay, which is Salafi ideologue, whatever in India. He's also the world's leading Salafi evangelist. Okay, so he's a TV evangelist, to put it in a nutshell. Unlike many other Islamic preachers, his lectures are colloquial, given in English, not Urdu and Arabic. He wears a suit and tie rather than a traditional garb. Okay, so before becoming a public speaker, he trained as a medical doctor. He published various booklet versions of Islam and comparative religion. Although he publicly disclaimed sectarianism in Islam, he is regarded as an exponent of Salafi ideology, and some radical Islamic televangelists promoting Wahhabism. Now, I don't know what is all that. Okay, fine. Anyway, so this is what it says in terms of Zakir Naik in Wikipedia. Now, however, if you go down to international news lately, you'd notice this news apparently seems to be going viral. One is Bangladesh bans controversial Islamic preacher, Peace TV channel. Okay, Bangladesh took off. Now imagine, Bangladesh is a Muslim country, and they themselves took off the Islamic Peace TV channel off the air after the controversial preacher. That is what they say. You can check out International Business Times, IBT.com, where they say that the controversial Islamic preacher Zakir Naik's provocative sermons were suspected to have inspired at least one assailant behind this month's attack on a cafe in Dhaka. Okay, so now he is banned, his TV channel is banned in a Muslim country by Muslims. Okay, now apparently his TV channel is also banned in United Kingdom and Canada, and it's prohibited in Canada, China, India, UK, and United States. Okay, so apparently he seems to have an influence in how people think and how people are acting. Now, apart from that, if you actually check even BBC.com in July 10, an Indian Muslim preacher has been banned from UK for his unacceptable behavior. And then if you go to Hindustan Times, hours before Zakir Naik's takeoff, Theresa May cancelled the UK visa. That is July 12th, 2016. Apparently, he was banned because of some of the comments that he had. Now, what you need to understand is, now, obviously, you would want to know my views, okay? Well, here it seems in Google, why do Muslims hate Zakir Naik so much? Okay, fine, all right. So, see, now, I'll just tell you what... oh, by the way, his residency is in Dubai. Interesting. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, that's something new. He stays in Dubai. Zakir Naik, his residency. Apparently, his residency is in Dubai. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's denied entry in a couple of countries, and fine. Okay. Now, if you actually Google on YouTube, you'd just type this out. 25 mistakes Zakir Naik makes in 5 minutes. Okay, you'd see that he makes a lot of mistakes, in what he speaks. Even though he's a doctor, he makes all these scientific errors, and he likes to twist words. This is what I feel. He likes to twist words. Like, let's say, for example, you were to ask, what do you think of science? He said, science has a theory. Now, the word theory in science is when you have a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a claim by which it has to go through different channels of being debated. It has to prove itself. Once it proves itself, the hypothesis, along with sufficient evidence, attacked by even scientists, and then once it proves itself and really comes out, then it becomes a theory. A theory is not like how we use it in English. Okay, the scientific language is different. So he says, "Oh, the Big Bang is just a theory, but religion is a fact." When you go on like that, and you start hopping off right from some end of your brain, you're talking crap. Now, don't have to believe me. Just Google 25 mistakes Zakir Naik makes in 5 minutes. Now, what are my views? Okay, let me give you my views. Okay. Now, I personally feel that, Zakir Naik is an individual who's very passionate about his religion. Okay, he's very passionate. I don't think he is violent. Okay, I don't think he's violent. I don't think he is trying to harm anyone. I just feel that he really is trying very hard to convert people to Islam, which I don't think is a problem. Fine, you can convert everyone. You can preach your religion, you can do good things. And I don't think he's doing anything bad in that way. But where he's actually making a mistake is, when you're a public image, anything that you say can be taken out of context. Now, lately he has been saying that every Muslim is a terrorist, okay? And we have to fight, darkness and all. So now when you say every Muslim is a terrorist, personally speaking, I say that is garbage, that is rubbish. Every Muslim is not a terrorist. There are a billion Muslims. I don't know, let me tell you how many Muslims in the world, okay? Now, Islam is supposedly the fastest growing religion in the world. Now, if every Muslim was a terrorist, there are 1.6 billion Muslims, okay, as of 2010, okay, that is 23% of the global population as for 2010. Today, it must be even more. It must be like nearly 1.9 billion or something. Now, so if every Muslim was a terrorist, as he claims, I think this world would be destroyed by now. Why it is not being destroyed? Look, I stayed in a Muslim country. Okay, I've stayed my whole life. Muslims are not terrorists. That guy is just talking garbage. Okay, that is a sentence that he said it carelessly because he's speaking at a rapid pace. So he just said it because he thought that would be a very smart thing to say. But he's just spoken as a matter of analogy, as given an example, as just a figure of speech, so to say. So now he is taken out of context. Now he needs to be very smart, the words he uses, because it can be taken out of context. Now you need to understand, religious books, they say a lot of things. Like in the Bible, it says you need to stone this person if he doesn't observe the Sabbath, stone him to death. If your woman is bleeding, she's impure. Now these are things which are not to be taken literally. You don't stone someone to death because he doesn't take a Sunday holiday. You don't chop off people's hands and legs. And, you don't do all these things. So personally speaking, like I told you, Zakir Naik is not a bad guy. He's just wanting to preach his religion, convert people, because he, like every other Muslim, feels that if you convert, if you accept Islam, you go to heaven. So that is not a bad thing. Where it's a bad thing, what Zakir Naik is doing is, the words that he's using, he needs to be careful because it can be taken out of context, and there is some psycho out there who's just waiting for someone to tell him, yes, what you're doing is good, and kill and murder and plunder and do all these bad things. That's wrong. And look, Islam is not a religion that preaches violence. It is taken out of context. Okay, Islam is just a way of life, like Christianity is a way of life, like Hinduism is a way of life. You can use it in the wrong way, you can use it in the right way, but that doesn't make a religion bad or good. See, I'll tell you this. I've been in Dubai for so long. Why is it nobody's, look at me, I look so different. Why is it nobody has killed me? Why is it nobody has hurt me? Why is it nobody has harmed me? But you need to understand this. Yes, there are certain rules every country has, which they have adopted with their religious beliefs, that form, as they call it, the so-called Islamic laws of the country. That doesn't mean it is what they say as Islam. Okay, I need you to understand that. So what I think of Zakir Naik, I think he's a nice average bloke who has his views, but he's being careless with the words that he used. Do I think he's an intelligent, smart guy? Yes. Do I think he's intellectually correct? No. Do I think he promotes violence? No. Do I think that he wants to convert people? Yes. Does he want violence? No, he doesn't want violence. But what do I recommend for what is happening? I think every country has a right to decide what is right and wrong for them. And given the fact that right now, there's so much of violence going on, the countries need to be strict. So by preventing him from coming to the country, it's a very good thing, because you don't know which nut job over there is just waiting to get some false sense of inspiration. And if countries are blocking his TV channel, it's because he is responsible for what he says from his mouth. He needs to be really careful. Do I think of him as a holy man? Well, if he's a holy man, that's for him and his religious groups. The thing is holy. For me, I just think he's a normal individual who has studied a lot, who has really spent his life being an expert on the subject of Islam, and he has his views. So that's about it. So I hope this answers your question. I don't have anything against him. If he comes around preaching, he can preach. But the only thing where I have a problem is when people start harming others, hurting others, and doing bad things. That's where things go out of place and out of context. And look, one last thing, okay? If a guy preaches and says these people, because of the way they live, they are below us, or they are impure, or they are bad, then that's wrong. Okay, I just believe everybody is equal. Everybody is equal as long as they don't harm and hurt other people. So you can be whatever, gay, lesbian, change your gender, not marry someone and have children. Fine, that's a way of life. That's you. You're not harming anyone. You're living in harmony. Fine. For me, you're not impure. You're not better than me. You're not worse off than me. You're just another human being with your life choices. So that's all I have to say. So I hope this answers your question. Many other questions, I'd love to hear from you. This is Loy Machedo saying goodbye for now.